Hey everyone. So me and Mrs. A, episode 2, we built these potato drying racks. And they worked awesome. We were able to pick the potatoes and store them in these racks and let them dry for a couple weeks. Now we're getting to the point where we'd like to package them and get them ready for cold storage. And hopefully they last quite a number of months. Now we're new at this, so it's hard to say what's actually going to happen here, but we're excited. And this episode is all about just that, getting them put away, getting them wrapped up properly, and getting them into bins where we're going to store them for the winter. So join along. Welcome back to All Things Jonny. Thanks for being with us.
Moisture out of them, keeping them separated.
Okay.
Otherwise they'll rot.
I gotcha. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. As always, like and share, and turn that bell notification on so you know when we're uploading new content. Today, you've guessed it, we're doing potatoes. We built these, I don't know what to call them. What did we call them? Potato drying racks.
Potato racks?
Potato drying racks, which worked really, really good. We made it so that it was able to be lifted by the tractor, by the forks. And we probably don't have enough or as many potatoes as what I thought that we had. So next year our harvest could be probably bigger.
Bigger, but we also pulled from it throughout the end of the season.
Sure, yeah,
well.
we were robbing from the harvest.
We haven't bought potatoes since August.
Okay, so I think next year we're going to make some changes on the layout of the garden in terms of where we're going to put the potatoes and how many we're actually going to plant. Because
this was our first year.
Yeah, our first
the
year.
New property with the new garden.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an experiment.
And a success as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to, we dug them out of the ground. We put them in the drying racks. We've left them here for about a week and a half. They've been sitting here drying, maybe a little longer as we're doing other projects. And now we've decided it's time to go ahead and do it. So what are we doing first? You're separating what looks like baby potatoes.
The babies.
The babies?
The small ones, just that I don't want thrown in for cold storage.
Okay.
Just in case they start to go bad before the larger, more hardier potatoes go.
Right.
So
Okay.
we will keep the small ones
Right.
in the kitchen for now. Those are going to be the first ones that we go through.
And we'll use them.
And we'll use them.
I
They're
mean,
beautiful. Yeah.
we could do like that whole roasted potato thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, cool.
And then anything that, I don't know if you can see that, but it has a blemish.
It has a blemish.
Or a hole. There was one over here that had a hole in it. Where's the hole?
Is this
potato?
a holy potato? No.
This guy's got a hole.
What is that? Does that constitute a hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything with nicks. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
He's got a hole in him. Anything like that. There was one here that we scraped.
Oh, with the shovel or
while we
the
were
pick or
pulling
whatever.
out.
Okay.
So what we have to do is kind of scrub them down just with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Get all that loose dirt off.
Mm-hmm.
Just to
And
keep them-
anything with a hole we put in to use right away.
Exactly.
Because it won't store right.
A hole or a nick or a mark. One of them got hit by a staple on the inside
Oh, really?
of the box. Exactly. Yeah, anything like that with any kind of damage to it.
Any damage to the skin at all.
Exactly. Just because they'll be the first to rot, and we don't want them to take the rest of the potatoes with them.
Would that be?
Nope, that's just the end. That'll be fine.
That one will be fine. So,
Obvious.
right. Once we have that done, we're just putting them right back in here because we're going to wrap them, right?
Yep.
Are these holes?
That one got. I think those were fine.
Okay.
That one got a little bit of damage to it from
Right.
the skin being too soft.
Okay. I think I'm understanding. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Holes.
Yep. Gotcha.
So, just from animals, or not animals, but insects and anything like that.
I feel like I got to qualify every single one of these with you.
I would put that one in. Yeah, just because once air and moisture starts to get into those little cavities,
Right.
it'll start to rot them. And we don't want that if it's going to be in the party with everybody else.
Okay. Cool.
I think I got most of the babies out of the red.
Oops.
And then the rest is just a matter of... That's fine, but we can do this as we put them in the bigger bin.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, actually this one's a good one. So what we're going to do is, as we go, we're going to wrap them kind of like you would wrap your glasses and stuff when you're moving. You're going to wrap them in newspaper, and then they're going to go into these black stackable bins, which are really cool. They've got all holes in them, and they were used for lettuce transport, right? Originally.
Yes.
So our friend owns a restaurant, and back in the day, he had acquired a bunch of these in shipping lettuce, and he collected them over the years. And anyway, he gave us quite a few of these, and I've been using them for tool storage and things like that. But Mrs. A said we should be using them for this. It looks like they're going to work really well.
We want air circulation.
We want air circulation. What are you doing here?
I'm throwing paper in.
For me to use?
Wow. Crunch it up just a little bit, just so that the air can kind of get around everybody, and then lay it down.
So, granted, we don't know exactly what we're doing. Mrs. A has done a little bit of research with some other YouTubers, and we've come up with what we think is going to work really well. Hopefully.
The most practical solution for what we need and what we are doing.
And hopefully the whole works doesn't just rot on
And
us.
hopefully it works. Now we will check them periodically throughout the off season, obviously. Checking in on them is going to be really important, just to make sure that if one goes, it doesn't rot the rest of them that are in the same container or close to it.
Right.
So we will go through and check them every once in a while. You know, like when we need to restock the potatoes upstairs, while we're pulling the potatoes, make sure that we check everybody that's in there, and just make sure that nothing funky is going on.
Very cool. All right, let's continue.
And I don't know, some people might argue and throw those in anyway, because we've got a couple holes in them.
Right.
But I'm not really, for our first time doing it, I don't really want to risk it.
Yeah, we don't really want to rot everything else out.
Oh, that one looks like a heart.
You just gotta plan some potato meals, that's all.
That's easy enough.
That's easy, eh?
Shepherd's pie this week.
Oh, that'll take care of half of them. At the same time as doing these potatoes, we are waiting for our daughter's bus. She should be home from school any minute, and the bus will come from that away over there. And she gets dropped off right in front of the house. So we are waiting for Miss Bean. We'll go up there and get her. That'll be fun. How's it coming now?
Rolls through the big ones, I think.
Okay, we're gonna follow Mrs. A and go get Bean. And then she should be coming off the bus here any second. So we're gonna walk up to the end of the property here and get her off the bus. You know, it started to rain as soon as I started walking up here. It's been raining off and on all day, but it's getting a little worse now. Mrs. A likes being up here early, waiting for her daughter to get off the bus. I prefer to push it a little bit and, not sit around waiting. Up here at the rail line. Kind of first chance to see the homestead, the lay of the land. Of course, the waters goes in the back of our property beyond that tree line. We're gonna take you for a tour through all of the trails, so you get a lay of the land. And of course, our neighbor, Dale and family next door. You can see why the properties are so close and why we share so much time together. Here comes Bean's bus. It is Misty. Who is Misty? What do you think? Should we buy that property across the street? I'm thinking we should. Here comes Beanie's bus. Here comes Beanie. Beanie's so funny. Beanie takes a long time to get off the bus. She wore a hat and mitts today. Yeah. And then all the cars stopping, which is good. Nice. Here comes Bean. Yeah, hi buddy. Hey bud, did you have a good day today? I don't need the umbrella, I want you to be on camera. Come back here. You had a good day today? What did you learn?
Don't chew on your mask.
What did you learn today? Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like,
Did you learn some, we can walk and talk. You want to walk and talk? Okay.
some stuff.
Like what? Like, did you learn some math today?
Uh-huh.
No, really? So, we gotta look both ways at the rail line. What kind of math did you learn? What's 1 plus 1?
We didn't do that kind.
Oh, you didn't do that kind of math. Okay.
But I did got new band-aids this morning.
You got a new Band-Aid?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just kind
that's cool, buddy. Well, did you have fun at school at least?
I bought.
Yeah, you burped.
I just done and look at it was funny.
Uh-huh. All right, scram. It's not much for a man like me, yeah. Unless I was 20 years old. And so I packed my bags and I started off on the road. I'm heading north and I'm coming back home, and it's been a long time. How you doing, babe? I haven't seen you since then. And can you believe how the time flies without a trace in the wind? I suppose it's too late for sorry. Okay, so can you show us a little bit about how you pack the bins here? Like, how does this work?
Okay, so what I did, because we're using just loose newspaper, some people use shredded, some people use straw or hay or something of the sort to kind of nestle the potatoes in so they're surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing with these, from what I understand, is that they're not touching. You don't want them touching each other because they'll generate moisture and they'll rot.
Okay.
So we want them to be dry and isolated from one another. That guy might not be separated enough. We want them dry, we want them isolated, and we want the air circulation, which is why we're using newspaper and these bins with the nice holes in them. So that air is going to circulate around them to help keep them dry, draw out any potential moisture that will build up through the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done is kind of nestled them in, and there's potatoes beneath them. So with each layer, I've kind of just thrown a whole bunch of newspaper down on top and pushed the newspaper down around the potatoes to kind of create more little pockets for the next layer of potatoes to get nestled in. And that way when we're moving them too, they're not going to roll around too much. If we're moving, like, you know, they're not going to roll into each other.
Sure.
Because they're nestled down in between the potatoes that are underneath them. Kind of created like little pockets for them. And then I'm just taking the layers of newspaper, crunching it up, and kind of smushing it down around those potatoes, again, to kind of pocket them and keep them isolated. So that, again, like if they do start to release any moisture at all, that newspaper is going to draw it out and keep them dry and prevent any rotting that we don't want.
Very cool. Seems like it's going to work.
I hope so.
We'll see.
We'll see. If not, next year we'll try a different tactic. And we didn't do a huge amount of potatoes this year, so if something does start to go funky, you know, odds are we can give them away fast enough, or consume them fast enough,
right,
to avoid losing
for it not to
too
be a
much
big deal.
and it be a huge waste.
All right.
So this will be our experimental year. I guess we can let everybody know as the year goes on if it works or not. And maybe everybody else can tell us what they do for storing their potatoes, because
Yep.
I've seen so many different versions, so many different ways that people do it. It's just whatever's convenient for you. We had these bins, we had tons of newspaper. It just kind of made sense to do it this way, following the rules of keeping them dry and air circulation, and then throw them down the basement in an unheated room for cold storage.
So we'll see how it goes. So let's, I guess let's just take a minute and round the whole thing up and let everybody know what we think.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we finished the harvest of potatoes. We've got them all cleaned up and stored. We've got 2 of the black bins full, and then this one here, which we'll kind of use immediately over the next few weeks, as the potatoes have blemishes, and we've read in places that they can go rotten quicker, and then spoil the bunch if we mix them up if they've got blemishes on them. So we're going to use these ones right away. The potato drying racks worked really good.
They were awesome.
I'm really curious to see when we have a really big harvest. Maybe we'll even have to build one more, but it'll be really cool to do that next year with a really big harvest and see how they hold up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Try to do double next year.
Try to do double. We've decided just while we were cleaning these potatoes, we were talking about the lay of the land in terms of the garden next year, and we think that we're going to use the big square bed, and we might actually till up a little bit more square footage just to get some more veggies in there. So
We did corn in that one this year, but
yes,
the corn took a beating.
corn took a beating with the wind, so we got to protect the corn a little bit more and figure that out. So I'm pretty happy with it. So these bins are going to now go down into our basement into cold storage, where we will draw from them for how long?
Winter.
Winter?
Yeah, we'll see how long they last.
Yeah.
Either through our consumption or see how long.
Or
they-
see if
they
rot
stay
sets
preserved.
in, or yeah, exactly. So it's really just trial and error right now. We're trying to feel this out, and
Anything that sprouts, we'll use in the spring to replant.
those will become the seeds for. Is that what they call them?
Yeah,
The
seed
potato, seed potatoes. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what happens. So as always, like and share. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and turn that little bell notification on. That will let you know when we're uploading new content. And there's lots more coming. You know, we're moving a big wood pile this week, and we filmed some of it. So I want to try to share a little bit of that with
It's
you.
a big wood pile.
Our neighbors had a wood pile brought in, tractor trailer load. I don't know how much is on it. It's like 8 quart or something like that, or it might even be more than that.
A lot.
Seems to me it was like up around 11 or 12. But in any case, we moved it all from the road down to a section of his property where he does all of his processing. So that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. And we filmed it. So I think we're going to put a little bit of that together. So that may be on the next episode. Who knows? We got to get back at the ATV too, because we need that machine to do the work around here.
And the trail.
And the trail. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, take care of one another.
And press this video button if you want to come back soon.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Come back soon. Thanks, Ellie. All right. See you guys later.
And take out sunflowers.
Can you say bye?
We like our
Bye.
sunflowers.
Mwah.
Bye.